want to send a message to encourage you, encourage myself to take time through the day to pause and seek God and be in His presence and take in the surroundings, because maybe God is ministering to you and speaking to you in moments um, where you least expect it. And this morning, I had to go over to a hospital to get some blood work done because it's Christmas time and not a lot of places are open. And so we called around, and this private hospital where my husband had some surgery done a couple weeks ago, they have like a pathology place there. So he called and they were open. And so I went there, and it's a Christian based hospital. And as I walked through the hospital to get to the other wing where I needed to go, I walked past palliative care unit. So we're people who are at the end of their life. And so I stopped and I prayed. And as I was praying, then I looked up, and there was a big sign on the wall that had these women from like the 1800s and the early 1900s who were like the prayer warriors who would pray. And they had a team that would always be there with people in palliative care at the end of their life. Their mission was that they never wanted anybody to die alone, and so they would be there with them, loving on them and supporting them, praying with them, and I'm sure leading them to Christ. And it was just so encouraging for me to be in that moment praying for the people there in palliative care, and then seeing this big sign on the wall from the original women who were there as the prayer warriors for people. It just encouraged me so much. And then as I was leaving, there was these like incredible gardens. There's a beautiful chapel outside, and then all these amazing gardens all around. And I was just gonna jump in my car and go do a few errands because my son was with my husband. They were at home and they were good. So I thought I'm just gonna go do a little bit of shopping. But then I thought, no, I'm gonna just go and sit. And I found this bench under this beautiful magnolia tree with all the flowers in bloom, and it was so peaceful. And there was this big brick cross in front of me that was looking at. But I just felt the presence of God so strong, and just to be able to sit there and take in those moments instead of just rushing around just reminded me that God is always with us, and it's always us that are just like busy and not taking the time to connect to Him. And it's just something that I want to model to my son as well, is like often we just sit with Jesus. We talk about Jesus a lot. We pray to Jesus a lot together. Talk about God's creation all the time. My son is 2. But yeah, just he's very active, so maybe trying to get him to sit and connect will be a little bit challenging, but even if it's for a second, just teaching him to take that time to sit with God in His presence. And so yeah, I hope that encourages you, encourages myself to take that time for God in His presence. And you don't have to take long, but you can have these incredible, beautiful, godly moments in the middle of a totally normal day, that just make you reflect at the end of the day, like, wow, God, you're just so good. So be blessed.